What if Mephiles was in Sonic Forces? Allegedly, Mephiles was in the original script for the game, but he was clearly removed by the final release. But what if they kept him in? For starters, let's give a plausible reason that Mephiles could even exist in Sonic Forces. In this alternate version of the game, when Infinite first interacts with Sonic, he doesn't have his phantom copies yet. Instead, he hits Sonic with a wave of energy, striking his skull. It pulls information from his subconscious, specifically the enemies who have come the closest to defeating him. Metal Sonic, Shadow, Chaos, Zavok, and now, Mephiles. It's unclear if Sonic remembers the events of 06 or not. There's evidence to go in either direction. So, if he remembers the game, of course he would consider the guy that killed him to be one of his biggest threats. And if he doesn't remember the events of the game, you could make an argument that perhaps he subconsciously remembers at least some things about it, even if he doesn't consciously remember the events of 06. Okay, so we have Mephiles as a phantom copy. He would assist in taking down Sonic and conquering the world. Now, what role does he play in the story from here? Of course, we could give him the Chaos treatment where he's just killed in a cutscene that never returns, but that would be lame. So let's do something with him. What's something that we can do that helps the plot of Sonic Forces without completely changing it? Well, I would have us encounter Mephiles aboard the Death Egg, specifically Classic Sonic's Death Egg. Okay, put away your pitchforks. Just hear me out for a second. When Classic Sonic destroys the Death Egg, it feels like you didn't earn it. You just raced through the level, there was no boss you fought, nothing that really indicates that you were the one that destroyed the Death Egg. So, for this slightly modified version of the script, let's have it that the Mephiles copy is your final obstacle to reach the main core and destroy the Death Egg. Now, of course, Classic Sonic realistically shouldn't stand a chance against Mephiles. After all, that guy was able to hold his own against 06-era Shadow. But we could open the fight with a line like,
"Such foolishness. Very well. Let's see if you can entertain me."
So it's made clear from the get-go that Mephiles is not taking this pint-sized Sonic seriously, and is just toying with him. Here's how the fight would play out. The phantom copy of Mephiles covers the ground in a purple tar and dives in. As he swims through the ground, he creates his little minions that Classic Sonic has to destroy. After defeating about 5 of them, Mephiles will emerge from the ground and try dropping one of his Spirit Bomb attacks. This leaves an opening where you can attack him. Rinse and repeat until you get to Phase 2. You see, throughout all of Phase 1, Tails has been typing on the computer trying to disrupt the Death Egg's core. He's finally made some progress, but this has resulted in gravity getting flipped. You now have to take on a slightly harder version of Phase 1, Upside Down. After landing enough hits to get Mephiles down to 1 HP, the villain decides enough is enough. You enter a QuickTime event where you're prompted to press a button to land the final hit on Mephiles. But no matter how quickly you press it, the game stops you before you can land the final hit, with Mephiles simply grabbing Sonic by the throat and preparing to finish him off with a blade. As Classic Sonic is about to meet his maker, you get another prompt. You're expecting this to be some counterattack, but when you press it, Tails tackles Mephiles. The Foxboy genius knocks Mephiles to the ground, but the villain quickly gets up onto his non-existent feet and prepares to finish off the Fox Cub in retaliation. However, just before he can land the final blow, you're given a prompt to spam the X button. Classic Sonic charges up a spin dash and rockets directly into Mephiles, knocking him into reactor core, with the sheer light of it burning away the dark creature. The Phantom is destroyed. As the boss fight concludes, Tails thanks Classic Sonic for saving him, but Sonic exchanges a smile, making it clear that he couldn't have done it without Tails. Miles Prower was the true hero of this fight. See, in this version, he isn't a spineless coward the entire game. From here, they destroy the Death Egg, and the game plays out mostly as it does from there, except Mephiles copies are present during the final battle, but they don't really change anything gameplay-wise. I hope you guys liked my little pitch of how they could have incorporated a Phantom Ruby copy of Mephiles into Sonic Forces. I considered having the copy interact with Shadow, and there's nothing saying that he couldn't be involved in Episode Shadow, but I wanted to focus on how this would change the base game itself. I think this would have improved Classic Sonic and Tails' story arc during the game, although admittedly you could replace Mephiles with any other villain, but I don't know, it'd be kinda neat. It'd be novel seeing such a modern villain fighting Classic Sonic. If you have any ideas of how you would have implemented a Phantom Mephiles into Sonic Forces, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Now I bet you're wondering, what would happen if the real Mephiles showed up? In fact, what if he was the main villain of Sonic Forces? Well, that's a story for another day.